Imagine a world where your absence is the secret ingredient to a thriving garden. What if the most breathtaking sculptural plants in your home didn't just tolerate being ignored, they actually demanded it? Think back to those ancient dusty clay pots on your grandmother's windowsill. Those plants survived for decades, asking for nothing and receiving even less. Well, most of us are trapped in a cycle of high-stress watering schedules, humidity sensors, and expensive fertilizer routines. There is a group of botanical rebels that will actually punish you for caring too much. These aren't just lucky survivors. They are masterpieces of desert engineering. They are biological machines designed to stand tall when every other green thing in your house has given up. Today, I'm revealing 12 of these incredible species that will completely revolutionize how you think about indoor greenery. Stick with me, because number 7 on this list is a true titan. It survives in brutal conditions that would be an instant death sentence for almost any other plant on the planet. And keep an eye out for number 3. This one is so effortless, you can walk away for an entire season only to return to a literal explosion of neon color that looks like it belongs in a high-end botanical display. If you're ready to stop killing your plants with kindness and start growing a stunning, stress-free sanctuary, hit that subscribe button. We drop new videos every week to empower you with simple, cost-effective gardening secrets that strip away the complexity. Let's get started. From the remarkably resilient to the nearly immortal, here are 12 unkillable succulents that you can literally ignore.
Number 12. Prickly pear. This botanical powerhouse is essentially a living fortress that refuses to surrender to even the most punishing environments on the planet. While most greenery wilts at the first hint of trouble, these legends endure frozen winters and scorching triple-digit heat without breaking a sweat. Native to a vast stretch of the Americas, from Canada down to Argentina, they have mastered the art of survival in the harshest landscapes imaginable. Their iconic paddle-like segments act as both a structural foundation and a private water reservoir. Stacked at curious angles like a collection of emerald dinner plates, these pads allow the plant to breathe and store life-sustaining moisture simultaneously. They truly do not need your help. There are documented cases of these plants thriving on forgotten homesteads for over a decade, long after their owners vanished. They aren't just surviving, they are independent entities that treat human intervention as an optional luxury. Come springtime, they burst into vibrant shades of gold, amber, or crimson. These blooms eventually give way to tunas, delicious jewel-toned fruits that have nourished civilizations for millennia. In traditional Mexican cooking, even the pads themselves, known as nopales, become a nutritious culinary staple. You can tuck one near a sun-drenched window or leave it outside if you live in a moderate climate. It laughs at poor soil and total drought. Just give it a drink once a month when it's growing and absolutely nothing during its winter nap. Watch in awe as new segments emerge from the edges of the old, slowly building a rugged architectural monument in your own space. It is a sculptural masterpiece that bridges the gap between ancient survival traditions and modern gardening. It asks for nothing, offers plenty, and stands as a testament to pure, unadulterated grit.
Number 11. Zebra horizonthia. Imagine a botanical treasure so dedicated to its own form that it practically refuses to change, standing as a living, striped statue on your desk for years on end. This is the ultimate choice for the space-conscious gardener, staying remarkably compact throughout its entire life. These specimens rarely stretch past 5 inches in diameter, growing with such a patient rhythm that you might forget it's a living thing at all. Haworthia fasciata presents a striking display of emerald green pointed leaves, each one detailed with raised, snowy white bands that look as though they were painted by hand.
Their story begins in South Africa, where they survive by hiding in the shadows of boulders and the shelter of larger shrubs, protecting themselves from the brutal heat and making the most of every stray drop of dew. This ancestry makes them the perfect candidate for intentional neglect. Because they grow so gradually, they never demand a bigger pot and won't suddenly take over your shelf. The plant you buy today remains a consistent companion, only occasionally offering up a few baby offsets around the base as a sign of its quiet success. You only need to provide water every 3 to 4 weeks, and even that is a suggestion during the dormant winter months. Just place it in a bright, indirect light and shield it from the intense afternoon sun to keep those vibrant patterns crisp. Scientific studies into these slow-burn succulents reveal that their reduced metabolic rate is actually a superpower, allowing them to utilize water and nutrients with incredible precision. They are essentially high-performance survivalists disguised as delicate jewels. It's a self-sustaining work of art that demands almost nothing of your time while remaining a constant, beautiful presence in your home.
Number 10. Paddle plant. These living solar panels are built to catch every ray of light, turning a brilliant shade of ruby as they soak up the heat. Hailing from the rocky reaches of southern Africa, this plant stacks its fleshy, disc-like leaves in a vertical formation that looks more like a modern art piece than a typical garden inhabitant. Its anatomy is a masterclass in survival. Each thick leaf acts as a high-capacity reservoir, allowing it to endure months of parched earth without flinching. The most striking part? It actually gets better looking when life gets difficult. When you pull back on the water and let the sun beat down, those cool green centers give way to fiery red borders. It is a stunning visual reward for your complete lack of effort. Beyond its looks, it is remarkably tough, shrugging off searing temperatures and even handling an unexpected frost with ease. Eventually, it will bid you a grand farewell by sending up a massive 3-foot stalk of golden blossoms before passing the torch to the tiny offsets growing at its base. It's a botanical masterpiece that proves stress can be a beautiful thing. Number 9. African milk tree. Reaching toward the ceiling like a jagged green skyscraper, this botanical marvel proves that geometry and grit go hand in hand. Hailing from the rugged terrains of Central Africa, the asterisk Euphorbia trigona is a masterclass in natural engineering. Its signature 3-sided stems aren't just for show. They provide maximum structural integrity with minimal bulk, allowing the plant to soar over 6 feet tall while occupying very little floor space. Rows of small thorns guard its ridges, topped by tiny leaves that simply vanish whenever the environment gets too dry, a clever survival tactic that keeps the core hydrated. For a gardener seeking high-drama height without the high-maintenance headache, this is the ultimate vertical champion. It loves basking in bright light and only demands a deep soak once every 3 or 4 weeks. Be cautious, however, as the characteristic white latex inside is a potent irritant. Use gloves for pruning and ensure it stays out of reach of children or pets. Whether you opt for the classic emerald form or the flushed crimson tones of the rubra variety, you are investing in a living pillar of architectural strength that only grows more commanding the less you fuss over it. Number 8. Golden barrel cactus. This desert orb is essentially a living fortress of gold that turns harsh sunlight into its only necessary fuel. Hailing from the rugged, sun-baked slopes of Mexico, the Echinocactus grusonii has perfected the art of extreme survival through sheer geometry. Its spherical body isn't just for show. It's a masterclass in efficiency, minimizing surface area to prevent moisture loss while maximizing its internal reservoir. Cloaked in a dense armor of brilliant yellow spines, it effectively bounces away the most punishing rays, shielding its green core while it quietly photosynthesizes. For the hands-off gardener, this is the ultimate low-maintenance companion because it operates on a timeline of decades, not days. You could swear it's a static sculpture, as it remains seemingly frozen in time for years on end. This agonizingly slow pace is its greatest strength, meaning you won't be bothered with frequent repotting or sudden health declines. It simply sits there, radiating a stoic metallic beauty that only deepens as the seasons pass. To keep this golden globe thriving, just give it a front row seat to the most intense sun you can provide. During the active months, a deep soak once every 3 or 4 weeks is plenty, but come winter, you can practically ignore its existence entirely. Just ensure it sits in grit-heavy soil that allows every drop of excess water to vanish quickly. Research into these desert specialists shows that their sluggish metabolism makes them incredibly resilient to environmental pressure, allowing them to outlast faster-growing species that often crumble when conditions get tough. While a mature specimen can eventually reach a massive 3 feet in diameter, reaching that milestone takes a lifetime of patient neglect. If you're lucky and wait several decades, the plant might even crown itself with a ring of delicate yellow blossoms. It's more than just a houseplant. It's an enduring piece of natural architecture that asks for almost nothing and offers a lifetime of golden brilliance in return. If you're beginning to see that breathtaking greenery doesn't have to be a full-time job, do me a quick favor. Smash that like button. It's the most powerful way to help this video reach people who are exhausted by high-maintenance routines and ready for a smarter, more relaxed way to grow. If you haven't officially joined the Holistic Roots family yet, hit that subscribe button and toggle the notification bell. We're building a movement of confident, empowered growers who value streamlined results over unnecessary complexity, and we'd love to have you on board. Stay tuned. We're just about to reveal some of the most visually stunning survivors on the list. Number 7. Aeonium. Imagine a living sculpture that actually shuts its doors to the world when the heat becomes too intense to handle. Hailing from the rugged volcanic cliffs of the Canary Islands, these botanical marvels have mastered the art of survival in the thinnest soils and most unpredictable climates. They don't just endure harsh conditions, they have a schedule for them. While other plants struggle through a blistering summer, the Aeonium simply takes a long nap, folding its leaves into tight protective rosettes to lock in every precious drop of internal moisture. They look less like standard greenery and more like ornate prehistoric flowers carved from stone and balanced on elegant, woody pedestals. You can find them in a stunning spectrum of moods, ranging from a vibrant, fresh emerald to a burgundy so deep it's practically midnight. The transformation is the best part. The more you stress them with bright sunlight and a lack of attention, the deeper and more dramatic those colors become. Managing their needs is beautifully counterintuitive. Because they are most active when the air turns crisp, you'll offer them a drink in the fall and winter, then virtually ignore them while you're away on summer vacation. It is the ultimate companion for the frequent traveler. Just provide a sunny stage and soil that breathes. Over time, they may even surprise you with a towering, dramatic floral display. While the main rosette might finish its life cycle after blooming, it always leaves behind a new generation of offsets to ensure the show continues. It is high-fashion aesthetics for a bargain basement effort, proving that nature's most striking designs are often the ones that require us to do the least. Number 6. Jade plant. This living legacy actually gains value the less you interfere with its journey. Instead of a mere houseplant, you're looking at a slow-growing masterpiece that mimics the majesty of an ancient oak in a fraction of the space. With its sturdy, timber-like trunk and weathered bark, it transforms from a simple cutting into a rugged sculpture as the years roll by. In Chinese tradition, these hardy companions represent wealth and success, making them a fixture in homes where they endure for generations with minimal fuss. While a tiny starter costs just a few coins at a nursery, a grand, neglected specimen can become a prized family heirloom worth hundreds of dollars. Hailing from the sun-scorched, rocky slopes of South Africa, these survivors are masters of the long game. Evolution has turned every fiber from the thick, waxy leaves to the deep root sentu, a specialized biological vault for hoarding moisture. This internal reservoir allows them to ignore the calendar, waiting patiently through months of drought without losing their luster. In your living room, this translates to a plant that genuinely prefers your absence. Forget the watering can. The stems will only grow thicker and the character more defined the longer you leave it to its own devices. Your only job is to provide a sun-drenched window and a splash of water only when the earth is parched to the bottom, usually once every 3 or 4 weeks. Use gritty, fast-draining soil and then simply step back. Over the decades, it will self-shape into a breathtaking, natural bonsai that requires zero pruning or professional training. It is a living testament to the idea that beauty doesn't require constant labor, just the right environment and the freedom to grow on its own terms. Number 5. Ice plant. Imagine a plant that appears to be carved from frosted glass, yet possesses the indestructible spirit of a desert warrior, while its foliage glimmers with tiny, translucent cells that catch the light like a layer of fresh hoarfrost. This southern African native is anything but delicate. These Delosperma species have conquered the most inhospitable corners of the globe by turning harsh conditions into a competitive advantage. The real magic happens when the sun hits. The plant erupts into a carpet of daisy-like blossoms with colors so electric, vibrant magentas, neon oranges, and shocking yellows. They look like they've been plugged into a power source. These flowers are dynamic performers, bursting open to soak up the midday heat and folding away once the shadows grow long. What makes this succulent truly revolutionary for the lazy gardener is its utter disdain for traditional care. It doesn't just tolerate neglect, it demands it. If you offer it rich, fertilized soil or a consistent watering schedule, you'll actually weaken its defenses and stifle its floral display. Instead, it prefers the grit of pure sand, the heat of a sun-baked rooftop, or the narrow, dry cracks between paving stones. Historically, its dense and aggressive root systems were used to anchor eroding hillsides, proving that its utility matches its beauty. By choosing this plant, you are opting out of the cycle of gardening stress. It is a botanical firework display that requires nothing more than a sunny spot and the wisdom to leave it completely alone. Number 4. Ghost plant. This botanical marvel turns every clumsy mistake into a flourishing new life. Its rosettes possess a haunting, opalescent quality, shimmering with silvery blue tones and delicate pink undertones, as if they were carved from frozen starlight. Hailing from the sheer, arid cliffs of Mexico, this species has mastered the art of survival on vertical rock faces with practically zero soil or moisture. Its most fascinating trait is its fragile resilience. Should a thick, water-heavy leaf tumble to the ground at the slightest touch, it does not wither away. Instead, it sprouts roots exactly where it lands, transforming an accidental bump into a deliberate act of cloning. You could literally forget this plant exists for 2 months and it would simply keep growing. To keep it at its peak, offer a drink only once every 3 or 4 weeks and provide a sun-drenched location. As the seasons shift and light levels intensify, the foliage transforms from a cool minty green in the shade to a vibrant, stressed lavender rose. It is the ultimate self-sufficient specimen. It is a plant that demands nothing but your occasional absence, while turning every breakage into a beautiful new beginning. Number 3. Echeveria. Imagine a living sculpture that actually looks more vibrant the more you disregard its needs. These stunning succulents arrange their plump leaves into near-perfect geometric circles, displaying a palette that shifts from frosty teals to deep violets and sun-kissed pinks. While they look like delicate treasures, they are forged in the rugged terrain of Mexico, where they cling to rocky cliffs under a relentless sun. The secret to their beauty lies in their response to hardship. While most plants pale and wilt when thirsty, Echeverias activate a defense mechanism that intensifies their pigmentation, turning vibrant shades of coral and silver when they are pushed to the limit. They aren't just surviving your neglect, they are thriving on it. Thick, wax-coated leaves act as internal reservoirs, holding onto every drop of moisture for weeks at a time. To keep yours in peak form, you must resist the urge to care for it. Only reach for the watering can when the soil feels like parched desert earth, usually once every 2 or 3 weeks. Set them in your sunniest spot, as they crave at least 6 hours of direct light to maintain their tight, compact shape and brilliant hues. Occasionally, they'll surprise you with tall, slender stalks carrying delicate, bell-shaped flowers in shades of yellow or pink. Science confirms that fussing over these plants leads to dull growth, while a hands-off approach results in a masterpiece of natural engineering. It's the ultimate reward for the minimalist gardener, a plant that turns your forgetfulness into high-definition color. Number 2. Snake plant. This botanical powerhouse possesses a survival instinct so fierce it actually flourishes when left in total darkness and desert dry soil. While most greenery demands constant attention, Dracaena trifasciata, formerly known as Sansevieria, essentially immortal. Its stiff, blade-like foliage rises in striking vertical columns, decorated with intricate bands of charcoal, mint, and gold. Whether you choose the towering varieties that hit 4 feet or the petite 6-inch specimens, the internal machinery remains the same, unbreakable. The secret to its endurance lies in a rare nocturnal rhythm called *T9 photosynthesis. Most plants lose moisture by breathing during the heat of the day, but this specimen waits for the cool of night to open its pores. This biological strategy makes it an expert at hoarding hydration. You can ignore it for a month in a windowless hallway, and it won't even flinch. Maintenance is a joke. Give it a drink once every 3 weeks during the summer heat, and then scale back to once every 2 months when winter arrives. It doesn't care if it's bathed in sunshine or tucked into a dim corner. As you ignore it, the plant silently expands through subterranean rhizomes, slowly filling its pot with new life. But here's the real kicker. It's working for you. While you're sleeping, it's scrubbing your air of toxins like asterisk benzene and formaldehyde credible, acting as a natural, silent purifier. It asks for nothing, yet provides a cleaner, healthier home while you simply forget it exists. Number 1. Aloe vera. Ancient civilizations once revered this desert dweller as a gateway to eternal life, treasuring its ability to withstand the most brutal heat without a single drop of rain. Long before it graced our modern windowsills, the Egyptians cultivated these succulents in simple clay vessels, respecting their biological need for solitude. Known scientifically as Aloe barbadensis Miller, the plant forms a striking architectural rosette of plump emerald leaves guarded by soft, serrated edges. At full maturity, these spiked crowns can span a full 2 feet, commanding attention while asking for nothing in return. Your affection is its greatest threat. While most houseplants crave a weekly drenching, this one views your constant care as a death sentence. It evolved in the parched landscapes of the Arabian Peninsula, a place where survival depends on hoarding every precious drop of moisture within a jelly-like core. These thick leaves aren't just for show, they are sophisticated storage tanks. When the rains vanish, the plant simply enters a state of patient waiting, slowing its metabolism to a crawl and living off its internal reserves for months. The secret to its success is your absence. You should only intervene when the soil has turned to bone-dry dust, which often means waiting 3 or 4 weeks during the winter months. Provide a sunny spot with filtered light, ensure the water can drain freely, and then leave it to its own devices. Your reward for this hands-off approach is a living pharmacy. Hidden inside those robust leaves is a legendary soothing gel, a natural remedy for scorched skin and a staple of traditional medicine for millennia. It stands as a quiet, powerful reminder that in a world obsessed with doing more, the greatest results often come from doing nothing at all.
If this exploration into the world of resilient succulents gave you a fresh perspective, go ahead and give that like button a tap and hit that subscribe button. Your support fuels this channel and helps others realize that a gorgeous indoor garden doesn't require constant stress or an impossible routine. Let's prove that you can have show-stopping plants without accidentally loving them to death. I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. Which of these low-maintenance wonders are you most eager to bring home? Are you a fan of the bold, structural shapes of architectural cacti, the vivid, painterly patterns of colorful rosettes, or the elegant, cascading charm of trailing succulents? I read every single message, and I can't wait to see which species captured your imagination. Finally, if you haven't joined the R community yet, there's no better time than right now. Become a subscriber and activate that notification bell to ensure you never miss our next adventure into simple, powerful gardening. Let's get back to the basics together.